What's up, y'all? Coach Sass here, Sweet Spot Pitching. Today's the day, man. We're gonna get down. We're gonna get after it. This is the. This is gonna date me. This is the real meat and potatoes. Go ask your parents what that means. This is what fundamentally founded this organization and what I started over 12 years ago. And this is the first of it, right? This is the first thing we're gonna talk about is our upper half and how we address the 3 steps, right? We got an upper half, a lower half, and then a connective movement to make sure that we're using both together to maximize to where we're throwing as hard as we ever have, but feel like we didn't do anything. Our real throwing sweet spot, right? So first things first, and I'm nice and close. I'm just gonna do this quick. Make sure all of your, when you see this ball, right? You see the U, I can't tell if that's a C, but either or, right? You're gonna take that segment of the ball, okay? And that's where we wanna lay our fingers over. That's a 4-seam grip. We'll go over a whole grip analysis, but today's not the day for that. But we wanna do all of our drills out of 4-seam grip, right? 4-seam, so you can have this stitch towards your pinky, or you can have what they call an open 4-seam, where whatever's more comfortable. But the reason it's called 4 seams is because you see those 4 seams rotate, right? So, but when we do drills, always a 4-seam grip, okay? And it's super important, like I said, after we get through the throwing protocol, in fact, you know what? Make sure like this, subscribe, so that you'll find when I launch that the grip video, you'll be able to pop up and get that one. But all our drills are 4-seam drills, okay? And why? Because a 4-seamer is meant to do one thing. It's meant to go straight. So unless you've got a real funky arm angle, if you're an overhand, high, 3/4, and your 4-seam is running or moving, tailing, there's something wrong mechanically. We'll address that later. Today is about the first step of the true sweet spot throwing program, okay? So that's our upper body, and we're gonna define that at the waist, right? So this is our upper half, this is our lower half. This is one drill. I didn't create the drill. Obviously, I didn't create the knee drill. That's the drill we're getting to. But I did create the emphasis on how we get this done properly. Now, one thing about every drill that we do, and in fact, it's good for any position you play. When we get to the pitching side of this, we're really gonna delve into this. But I start, if you're with Coach Sass, this is how we're doing it, okay? Everything starts from this position here, right? Elbows relaxed. Now, it doesn't matter how you grew up. Maybe you've seen a figurine, but everybody knows what the prayer position is, right? When you say your prayers, right? This is the prayer position, right? Nobody says prayers like this or like this, right? It's nice and relaxed, and there's a reason for that, right? So I start all my drills out of a prayer position, right? And you'll start to notice that if you watch, a good shortstop, as he comes through, he winds up here. A center fielder will wind up here. It's the starting point of any good throw. So when I say prayer position, I'm talking about right here, okay? 4-seam grip, glove, relax, not this, okay? This creates bad mechanics off the start, okay? So prayer position, 4-seam grip. Now, today we're gonna talk about this glove, our glove hand. So that does, if you're a lefty, obviously it's here, but your glove hand, okay? This arm, and no one talks about this and it drives me nuts, but this arm, your glove arm, is in charge of drive, direction, control, power, and accuracy. All right here. Drive, direction, control, power, and accuracy are all on this side, right? And it's so important that we understand how to use this side to gain backside leverage, right? And that's what we're doing. That's the upper body drill, the knee drill that we're gonna work on today, okay? But the thing is, we're gonna learn how to use this arm properly by using our body's natural biomechanics, meaning the way my body's meant to work anyway, all right? So prayer position, I can tell you this. I used to coach in college, and I would get recruiting DVDs and videos sent to me all the time. And if I saw even a shortstop and he would field the ball and come up and go to throw, this glove is down here somewhere, that DVD's in the trash. Because that's a player I know is not going to be able to make consistent, accurate, powerful throws because he didn't know how to use this side. All right, so knee drill. All right, so we've all done it, but we want to make sure we understand what we're doing. So we're going to be down, okay, on our knee. Make sure your foot is out, under your knee, up nice and tall. Guys, I'm going to probably fly through this a little bit today just so you have the basics. We will go back into each of these further in depth. But what's most important about the knee drill and how this is the fundamental upper half drill that we start with. Guys, I mean, I was lucky enough to play with big leaguers that still do the knee drill. There's a reason you can still go back and do drills because they kind of line you back up, they tie you back in. So they're always effective. It's not just I do it once, I get it down, and then I never do it again. So knee drill, we start up tall, prayer position. All right, so what we're gonna see is, first things first, is I have to know how to break my hands and address this situation, right? So four seam grip, prayer position, we're gonna bottom out a little bit and rotate, okay? So right here, what we wanna see is we wanna see our elbows are equal at opposite lengths, meaning they're level, right? So one thing I wanna talk about is super important. My shoulder, my hip, and the side of my foot always need to be in line with my target, okay, wherever I'm going. So if I feel that here, I still want to get what they call square. So my shoulder, my hip, and the side of my foot, right? So what's super important, what's really important to remember and understand is that if you're, and I'm sure they mean well, but if somebody tells you to point your glove at your target, and you point your glove at the target, where is your shoulder actually going? Well, my shoulder is going this way. So what I want to do is I want to point my elbow at our target. So we're going to use our elbow as the sight line for what we're always going to do, okay? So when we do this knee drill and we get out of it, right, we want to look right over our elbow, like it's a sight of a Nerf gun, like a toy gun, right? But we want to look at it like it's our sight line, okay? We're looking right over our elbow. I do not want my glove out here because then my shoulder's here and I'm already starting to open, which we don't want, okay? So the whole point of this drill is to make sure we know how to line ourselves up properly, okay? So back on our knee, focusing on, we're gonna rotate all the way through, four seam grip, okay? We're gonna go ahead, dump it out, okay? Now, I always say to my little kids, we might put a little sticker in their glove, right? But why do we put a sticker in our glove? Because I want the person I'm playing catch with to be able to see that sticker. So what that means is when I dump this out, see how you can see that sticker? If I'm here, I can't, right? I can't see that, so that's wrong. We want to be there because this puts us in perfect position to do what we're doing next, which is to drive that front side, okay? And then we're gonna follow that throw home. So four seam grip, dump it out, strong here, okay? Now, other thing to keep in mind. So now we know what we're doing with this arm, okay? We know what this arm does. So this arm is this is a standing version of the knee drill. You're gonna see this, right? You're gonna see me looking right over my arm, see a sticker in my glove. Okay, that's perfect position. And if I do it sideways, you can see my elbows are completely straight across. It's not here, but they're perfectly level. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is when we talk about four seam grip is when I dump this out, right? Meaning when I dump out my prayer position to here, when you turn around and look, you should be able to see, like for the little kids, so if you're 7 and you're watching this, like I used to call this finger Mike and this Ike, so Mike and Ike, right? And I would tell the kids that I was working with, make sure you can see Mike and Ike. Now, it's super important that we stop sometimes and make sure that we are where we think we are. So we do this drill in two parts, right? We don't just go, okay? There's gonna be a whole series that I'll do on muscle memory and how to break it in the different pieces. But one way, and the reason I created all of these drills the way I did is what we're calling segmentation, meaning to take a long process and to break it into little bite-sized pieces. And if I can make each piece correct, then I know the process will be correct. Does that make sense? So when we do this, we're gonna segment. We're not just gonna go, okay? And like I said, please subscribe so you're around when that muscle memory that when that piece of footage is up, it's going to blow your mind because it makes so much sense, but we don't talk about it. But all of my drills are based on segmentation. Okay, so we're going to take a long process and make it into little pieces, bite-sized pieces, right? So the first piece, and this is just a standing version so you can see me better, but I'm here and I'm going to dump this out, right? And what I would tell my kids is turn around and see if you can see Mike and Ike, right? Can you see them? Right? You can see those fingers. And what this is doing, this is putting my fingers inside the ball, right? My hand is inside the ball, meaning I gotta be here. So you can see, so I would have the kids turn around and see Mike and Ike, right? And you should do that. Because sometimes if our muscle memory is poor and we think we're doing it right and we're here and you turn around, you realize, oh man, I can't see Mike and Ike. So I need to be here. Now, one thing as you guys do this, something to keep in mind is I'm a huge believer in that everybody's body is built differently and that you all have a path that works for you. And that's fine. That's what this is supposed to be about. But so that means, but no matter what, we need to be able to see Mike and Ike, okay? So that means if I dump it out and I can see him here, can I still see him here? I can. And can I see him here? I can, right? So wherever you are on this spectrum of what's comfortable for you, as long as you can see those fingers inside the ball, you're gonna be fine. If you're here, we're in trouble, right? You're launching grenades, bro. You're not throwing a thing. So we wanna make sure that we can see those fingers inside that baseball, right? I see them, we're good, all right? So that's the biggest part of this process. The second part is driving through, using this front elbow to get through the drive, right? So this is a standing version of what you're gonna see here on a knee, but you're in prayer position, and this will be from the side. You're just gonna dump it out. You know, I need you guys to start getting nice and comfortable being here, right? And there was a story. So it was one of my first years. It was after surgery, and I saw myself on the evening news. They were doing a little footage on the Braves. And I was literally on camera, and I see myself, and I'm taking the ball out, and I can see that the fingers are underneath. And I was like, well, I know that's not right. So I went home, and all I would do is stand in front of the TV watching whatever I was watching, and I would literally just go here and back, here and back. And that's a great way to start building positive muscle memory, right? We don't need to do a whole drill to create the problem that we have. If we have a problem breaking our glove, then to work on just that, right? So you're gonna push it down, bring it up nice and strong. And what we wanna do is we wanna get nice and comfortable being confident getting there, right? Every time, get there and then get back the same, okay? So second part of this, right? We're down on our knee, okay? I wanna keep my chest square. I'm not cheating the process. I wanna understand how to rotate into this. So I've got my four-seam grip, prayer position, and we are stopping, right? This drill, you're gonna teach yourself. You're gonna do 15 reps with a stop, and then 15 more with no stop. So the first 15, just so you know, will look like this. So we're gonna dump it out, take a look, you're good, and then we're gonna go ahead and actually throw. Now, this is where my separation from this drill became so vital to your success and to becoming so powerful and finding your sweet spot, is that when I go, okay, I'm gonna think about there's a string between my nose and my elbow, and I'm actually gonna drive this elbow down and reach out front. So many kids, you'll see them do this. Well, that's you've seen this, right? You've seen these kids just standing. This is not a knee drill. This accomplishes nothing. We're trying to create length and strength, right? And that's by extension. So we create that extension. What I tell you, drive, direction, control, power, accuracy, right here. So this is what we're working on. We're working on getting here, and we're gonna pull this down hard and then go with it. And we should finish out front. My chest should be on my knee, okay? So chest out to the knee. So you're gonna dump it out here. Check your Mike and Ike, right? That's right there, boom. You can see the sticker, and then you're gonna pull down and extend out front and finish with that arm. Your arm should be here out by your shin. with your thumb facing down, which they call pronation. Now, I'd love to go into more in depth, but I think for today, for this lesson, for right now, that gives you an idea about the segmentation of the first process of how do you address my upper half, right? Because when I'm on my knee, I don't have a lower half. So we're gonna really work on just down, up, and then driving this front side with a connection between my nose and my elbow, meaning as I go, I really reach out and extend through. Okay? So that is the basics. The basics. I love this stuff so much, guys. I mean, I could talk about it, but for right now, for today's lesson, that's what we need to get done. We need to know how to do that drill. We need to know how to break our hands consistently with my fingers inside the ball on a consistent basis and work on that front side drive. Now, when we come back for the next session, you're going to see we're going to address the lower half. But what is beautiful about the way that I've created this is that everything leads into the next thing. So I always say, start right, stay right. Start right, stay right. What does that mean? Well, it means all of this is a sequential process, right? A throw is a whole series of events that's going to occur. But if I start in a bad position, that's over. I'm already done, right? But if I start in a good position, I've got a better chance to stay in that good position. So I hope that makes sense. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, like and subscribe. Looking forward to kind of getting you guys through the entire process. But this is step one, man. This is your upper half. This is this front side focus, guys. There are too many guys who don't understand. I see guys playing catch like this all the time. If you're playing catch like this and this arm isn't involved, it's probably not going to be a good run for you. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. We will see you in the next one.